Hi everyone, this is Kamal the Builder. How are you? Today we'll talk about a very important subject, which is contractor red flags. I run into a lot of people that are having trouble with their contractor, multitude of reasons. Lots of different issues can come up. Contractors walking off the job, contractors slowing down the project, not showing up, all these things. And sometimes folks bring me in to help them solve these issues and sometimes figure out what's going on. So I thought that we'd discuss this important subject about how do you spot these issues. I call these contractor red flags. How do you spot the fact that you're about to get into trouble? What are the things to look out for at your job site, and why does this happen? So we'll cover a whole bunch of these things. In my experience, what I've seen is most of this happens because the contractor is in financial trouble. They're either mismanaging their funds, they're always short on money. In some cases, what I see is that they underbid on the project just to get the job. And why do they do that? Sometimes they're about to finish a project, they're very eagerly looking for projects. It's a competitive market, and the only way they can get this particular project is by underbidding on the project. They make up a number, figure it out, and just say, I'll charge you this much for it. And from the consumer's perspective or the customer's perspective, they're eager to pick the cheapest guy, the cheapest bid for the job. So that's your own red flag. Do not be in a hurry to pick the cheapest guy for the job. It's that person who's likely to get you into trouble because they're likely in trouble themselves. So that's one thing. Either underbidding on the job, the contractor being in financial trouble, the contractor mismanaging their own funds, always being short on money, and they're likely to get you into trouble in your job. The other thing that also happens is a contractor picks too many jobs all at once. So now they're running around between different jobs, trying to manage different jobs, and that creates trouble for pretty much all the customers because none of the customers is getting good service and is getting served really well. The other thing contractors do, which also is a red flag, is they build a minimum budget for you so that they can meet your budget, and then they try to push you into high-priced suppliers. For plumbing supplies, go to this guy. For cabinets, go to this guy. And these are expensive supplies and materials and items, and the contractor is getting paid at the back end. You don't want that because you're paying for it. That's not the right thing to do. The other thing contractors do is they again give you a minimum bid to start with. Let's say you tell them your budget is 100K, they give you a project for 100K, and then they come back and say, oh, this is a change order, you should do this here, you should do this there, you should do this there, and they try to make money with change orders, which are expensive. That's also not the right thing to do. To deal with that, you plan ahead and think through everything so that there are no surprises. Change orders are a surprise, they'll bust your budget. Don't do that, try to avoid doing that. The other thing that contractors do, which also is a red flag, is when a contractor is short on funds, running out of money, which shouldn't happen if they're running their business properly. But if they're short on money, they may not pay their subcontractors. That could cause big trouble for both the contractor as well as the customer. Why is that? When the contractor is not paying their subcontractors or even their suppliers, they may put a mechanic's lien on your property, in which case you can't refinance the property, you can't sell the property. That creates a lot of trouble for you down the road. In some cases, the subcontractors will abandon the job, so your job site could be sitting idle, no work could be happening because the subcontractors have walked away because they are not getting paid. So that means trouble for you, and if you end up with a mechanic's lien, you could waste a number of months in the court system to try to unravel that issue. Another red flag for contractors is if the contractor is not showing up at the job. You would expect your contractor to have boots on the ground, to be engaged, to be involved with your job site, to be involved with your project. If the contractor is not showing up at the job site, that's an issue. If you're calling the contractor, they're not returning your calls promptly. If you're text messaging them, you're not getting responses back, that's another red flag. What's going on? This contractor should be your partner. Your success should mean their success. Why are they not engaged? Why are they not returning your calls? That's a red flag. Also, if the contractor is not engaged, they may be They may not be in touch with your project. They may not know what's going on. If there are issues with city inspectors, they may not know what's going on. That's a red flag also. They should know your project inside out. They should know all the details of your project and be able to deal with any issues that come up with your project. That's a basic skill set they should have. Another red flag is if the contractor is unorganized with the paperwork of the project, with invoicing, with billing. That's another red flag. You don't want somebody who's unorganized and is not able to carry on with your project. Finally, another big red flag is if the contractor is in trouble with the city, if the city has issued citations and notices, or worst case has red tagged your job site, if the contractor is in trouble with the state license board, the contractor state license board, or worst case, if the contractor is in trouble with the court system, those are all red flags. You can check against these things. That's the homework you need to do, but those are all red flags against your contractor. So that's a quick description of contractor red flags, important things for you to know so you can have a successful project and spot these issues early and quickly. Thanks for being with me. Feel free to ask me any questions. You can contact me at the links in this video, and also look for more videos from me at Kamal the Builder on YouTube. Thanks so much. Let's go build something.